Okay, moving on, let's discuss frame data now. First, to see the information for frame data, you'll need to visit a popular fighting game website, such as shoryuken.com or eventhubs.com. I'll provide the links to these websites in my description for this video. Okay, so now what is frame data? Well, first let me explain what a frame is. Basically, a frame is an increment of time in any type of video or video game. An average game runs at 60 frames per second. So if 60 frames pass by in a single second, it goes by way too fast for our eyes to see a single frame. Now another way to explain it is, imagine how a cartoon is created. Taking a bunch of pages with drawings and flipping the pages very quickly to see the drawings animate. Each separate page would be a frame. Let me further demonstrate this by showing a video. Now here's the first frame of Ryu's fireball special move. Right now I'm using VLC Player to view this video, but you can use QuickTime as well. I'm using VLC Player because I'm able to click on a certain button that lets me go frame by frame, which slows this down to each individual frame of Ryu doing the special move. Now like I said, this is the first frame of his fireball special move. And now I'm going to cycle through them, as you can see. I can just keep clicking on this button until finally we see when the fireball actually comes out. There we go. So each frame that we're seeing this animation is 1/6 of a second, which is way too fast for us to see like each individual frame. So hopefully by now you know what a frame is. In fact, using these videos and using this frame by frame button, I'm able to figure out the frame data without even looking at the chart. I can tell from this video that it takes 13 frames before the fireball comes out. But we're going to combine the frame data and the videos together so we can prove how this works. Now to explain what frame data is. Frame data is taking all the information on every single move in Street Fighter and putting it into an easy to read chart. This helps explain many different things, such as which moves are faster than others, what can be punished by what, and what combos into what. Alright, so let's walk through the frame data chart on eventhubs.com. We're going to use Ryu for all examples because everyone is familiar with him and it's just easier to explain that way. Now keep in mind all frame data charts look different. Some give more information than others. The most important things to pay attention to though is startup frames, active frames, frame advantage, and frame disadvantage. I'll get to that in a second. Alright, so what we're looking at right now is Ryu's chart, and we're just going to start from the very top left side and we're just going to move to the right. I'm going to explain each one individually. Okay, so the first one says move. Well, this is self-explanatory. It shows us which move we're getting information for. The second one says block. This tells us if the attack can be blocked high or low. If it says H and L, it means the opponent can block this move high and low. Okay, now we're on damage. This tells us how much damage the move does. You may see multiple numbers because some moves hit more than once. Thus, it tells us each individual hit of damage on that move. Next, we have stun. This shows how much stun a move does. This is useful to know because sometimes stun is more important than damage. Because if you land a lot of hits on your opponent, he'll be close to dizzy. Meter gain. This is showing us how much of your super meter builds when doing an attack. This could be useful if you're trying to build meter from far away from your opponent, and you want to whip special moves. 1 bar is 250 meter. Cancel ability. Okay, this one tells us if the move can be chained, cancelable to special moves, or can be cancelable to supers. So for example, we know that Ryu's crouching medium kick can be canceled into a fireball or super. But we know it can't be chained, so it would just say SP for special and SU for super. Alright, now all those things I just explained are really not that important. What I'm going to show now is the most important things to pay attention to. I will show a detailed explanation for these ones. Okay, startup. This explains how many frames it takes before the move actually hits the opponent. How many frames it takes for the move to begin. Now we're going to use the very first move as an example. The chart says close light punch for Ryu and it says startup 3. Now a lot of people when they read this, they say it like this. This move starts up in 3 frames. That's not a good way of saying it. It is better to say it like this. This move starts up on the 3rd frame. That'll help you sort out a lot of confusion. Okay, let's show a video example now. Okay, we're looking at a video of Ryu's close light punch hitbox data video. Now the frame data tells us that the startup is 3, so let's verify that. Now the only difficult thing is to find the very first frame of whatever move you're looking for, and to do that you either have to know exactly what your standing animation looks like so you can see the first difference of it. Another way is you can wait until you see the solid yellow horizontal hitbox like you're seeing right now. That's when I know the attack is starting. Anyways, here's frame 1. Now we have proof the move hasn't started because we don't see Ryu's red hitbox yet. Now here is frame 2. Ryu is about to swing, no attack still. Now the attack should hit on this third frame because the startup on the frame data chart tells us it says 3. So here it is, one more frame. There we go, third frame, the attack hits now. Okay, now I want to show a very basic example on why startup is important. The most basic reason is it tells us which moves are faster than others. Let's look for a close example by finding a move from the frame data chart that has a startup of 4 frames. Okay, so I'm now looking at other frame data charts. I'm looking at Ken's right now. Okay, here we go. It says Ken's close light punch startup is 4 frames. This is 1 frame longer than Ryu's. Now from the naked eye, these moves look exactly the same. But with the frame data chart, we know Ryu will win if both Ken and Ryu did these moves at the exact same time. Let's prove that by going right into the game. Okay, so we're in the game now, and I'm going to show you guys what Ryu's close standing light punch looks like, and then I'm going to show you what Ken's close standing light punch looks like. And that's Ken's. So they both look completely identical from the naked eye. Now since Ken's startup says 4 and Ryu says 3, this means if both characters walked up to each other and both pressed light punch at the exact same time, Ryu will win every time because he is 1 frame faster startup. So I'm going to simultaneously press light punch on both my controllers, and Ryu should win because he's 1 frame faster. So here we go. And as you can see, Ryu wins. They both pressed at the same time, and Ryu scored a counter hit. This is just a small example on how knowing your startup frames is useful.